The Doylestown Borough Council meeting for Monday, August 17th. Everyone please rise and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think we have some special presentations tonight. At least one. If not, I'm not sure how many people are involved, but
One with multiple parts.
one with multiple parts. Good way to put it, John. Thank you.
So tonight we're going to honor the team that did the presentation to Fanny Chapman on the history of integration of Fanny Chapman. And if you would all come up, and Fred, so this is a joint appreciation from the Human Relations Commission and the borough. And I just wanted to say, unknown to you, I actually mentioned you in June and your presentation along with the Boomerang Awards. It was a month, June and May were a month of youth participation. And so, but this is much more official. And with that, I'm going to let Fred take over.
Thank you, Donnie. On behalf of the Doylestown Borough Human Relations Commission, we'd like to present these certificates to you for the work you did on the Fanny Chapman presentation, which was a great success, and it's deeply appreciated by all the members of the commission. I'll read the certificate in recognition of her work and dedication toward the development of content and public presentation on June 3rd, 2026, of the Public History Project focusing on the integration of the Fanny Chapman Pool, the Borough of Doylestown, and the Doylestown Borough Human Relations Commission recognize that the work and dedication of, you'll each be named in this, Abigail O'Mara, Evelyn Casey, Maya Byrne, and Anika Oka on this project was a significant contribution toward the mission of the Human Relations Commission and toward the creation of a welcoming, open, and safe community. So, Maya?
Caitlin?
Caitlin? And Abigail? Anika? And Evian? Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Would anyone like to say anything? Would you like to say something?
Sure, but thank you guys. Thank you so much to the HRC for giving us this opportunity, and thank you to everyone who participated. Everyone did such an amazing job, and it was so fun to do, and I'm really glad we got to do. I think everyone learned so much, and it was a really amazing experience that I think a lot of other students could really benefit from doing in the future as well. So thank you.
Set the photo up.
Larry's first.
Thank you.
It's just another sign of the wonderful community we live in. The ability of a small group of people to put something like this together is just fantastic. Thank you very much. Next on our agenda is the approval of minutes from our July 20th council meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
And do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Connor. Thank you. Any questions or comments from any members of council? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from any members of the public? Hearing none, I'd like to call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Madam Mayor, do you have anything for us tonight?
I do. As I'm sure many of you have by now seen your DART 25th anniversary coaster or mug mat. The committee held another organizational meeting last Thursday as we continue planning for the 25th anniversary celebration on September 16th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Valley Square. The 7 participating municipalities, community supporters, and our local legislators are all invited, and the event will also celebrate the opening of Warminster East. Last week, our community learned of the passing of a true local icon, Dave Windholtz. Dave was raised on Harvey Avenue and graduated from Doylestown High School. He had a lifelong love of the outdoors, and for 72 years, he shared that passion with our community through Dave's Sports Center, providing generations of residents with sporting goods and supplies. His love of fishing led to one of his greatest gifts to the community. Along with Mike Stachel, Dave established the Borough Fishing Dam and supported youth and veteran fishing days, creating fond memories for generations of families and people. Dave also served our country in the United States Air Force during the Korean War. Earlier this year, he was honored by the American Legion for 75 years of membership, testament to his commitment to his community and country. I was honored to ride with Dave in this year's Memorial Day Parade. We talked about the fond memories of his first store location on Court Street, and he proudly showed me pictures of his granddaughter and a fish she had caught that I'm sure was bigger than she was. It was a wonderful day and one I will remember fondly. The American Legion will receive friends on Sunday, August 23rd, with a celebration of life to follow at 3 p.m. Dave Windholtz represents the legacy, generosity, and the community spirit that have made Doylestown Borough such a wonderful place to live. His contributions touch generations of residents, and his memory will remain an important part of our community. Our thoughts and condolences are with his family, friends, and everyone who had the privilege of knowing him. And that is the end of my report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Brown, do you have anything for us tonight?
Yeah, we've got a few things from public safety tonight. The first item we have on the agenda is the grant application support letter for Bold Hope Local. And I'd like to table that for the time being. I'll make a motion to table it.
Second that.
We have a second by Connor, I think it was.
Yep.
Do you have any questions or comments from any members of the council? Hearing none, any questions or comments from any members of the public? Hearing none, I'd like to call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, the next item is authorization to advertise ordinance prohibiting right turns on Reddit, Broad and Doyle. Attached, please find the above referenced ordinance prohibiting right turns on Reddit, Broad and Doyle. Council previously authorized an application to PennDOT to permit this change, and permission has been granted. The restriction was requested by the Central Bucks Regional Police Department to eliminate congestion caused by conflicts between turning trucks and vehicles proceeding beyond the stop bars to make a right turn on red. The Public Safety Committee is recommending that council authorize the advertising of the ordinance. If council wishes to follow the committee's recommendation, it may do so by motion, and I so move.
Second.
You have a second by Mr. Kinney, I think it was?
Yes.
Any questions or comments from any members of council? Hearing none, any questions or comments from any members of the public? Hearing none, I'd like to call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is attached, please find the above referenced ordinance requested by Sky Roast Coffee at 124 North Main Street. The new 15-minute space would replace a metered space and benefit other offices in the vicinity. The Public Safety Committee is recommending that council authorize the advertising of the ordinance. Council wishes to follow the committee's recommendation. It may do so by motion, and I so move.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. O'Hanlon, I think it was. Any questions or comments from any members of the council? Hearing none, any questions or comments from any members of the public? Hearing none, I'd like to call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is authorization to advertise ordinance creating firefighter-only parking at 8284 Shule Avenue. Attached, please find the above referenced ordinance to address limitation on parking at the Shule Avenue Fire Station. Doylestown Fire Company is requesting that the 2 on-street parking spaces in front of the adjacent property at 8284 Shule Avenue be restricted to firefighters only. 8284 Shule is a twin residence owned by the fire company. The tenants have off-street parking at the rear of the property. The Borough Solicitor has concluded that Borough Council has the authority to restrict these spaces, and the Public Safety Committee is recommending that Council authorize the advertising of the ordinance. Council wishes to follow the committee's recommendation. It may do so by motion, and I so move.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Kinney. Any questions or comments from any members of the council? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from any members of the public? Hearing none, I'd like to call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'm having problems finding the last item. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Whatever option.
I have too many now. Okay, Bucks County has achieved approved pending adoption status for the 2026 update to the 2021 Bucks County Hazard Mitigation Plan, shifting the final completion process back to the BCPC. Designed to identify hazard risks and outline targeted mitigation strategies, the HMP helps reduce community vulnerabilities. To finalize this process, each municipality must adopt the plan by resolution. Attached, please find resolution number 2026-7, along with the plan's executive summary, which ratifies the 2026 hazard mitigation plan. Upon securing formal approval from PEMA and FEMA, participating communities that adopt the 2026 HMP will become eligible for FEMA disaster grants. Additionally, adoption can provide CRS communities with points to lower insurance costs and potentially strengthen bond ratings regarding future conditions. Copies of the plan and the executive summary, the links are on the screen and in the packet. The Public Safety Committee is recommending that Council adopt Resolution Number 2026-7. If Council wishes to follow the committee's recommendation, it may do so by motion, and I so move.
Second.
We have a second by, I think it was Mr. O'Hanlon. Any questions or comments from any members of the council? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from any members of the public? Hearing none, I'd like to call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, the Emergency Services Department report is attached. We can also report that the Preparedness Committee is meeting regularly, even over the summer. Very anxious to get the CERT team up and running. And I can also give some good news on the Preparedness Committee in that our chairperson, Josh Brown, he and his wife had twins on Friday, and everybody's healthy and home. The fire company report, there were 30 calls in the borough. And just a quick congratulations to Ben Morris, who's a member of the fire company and was also our junior council person in 2020 to 2021. He's the only junior council person never to have an in-person meeting because of COVID. Ben was appointed to the brand new Plumstead Township Fire Department, which is a full-time group of 4 firefighters and a full-time chief. They were sworn in last week to help protect Plumstead Township and the surrounding areas. And I've spoken enough. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Public Works Administration, Mr. Kinney, do you have anything for us tonight?
The Public Works Administration Committee did not meet last month, but the Public Works Monthly Report is included in your packet.
Thank you. Community and Government Affairs, Mr. Bell is not here. I don't know that they met this month.
The committee did not meet.
Okay. Zoning and Planning, Ms. Jarrett.
Of course, we met this month. First on the agenda, we have for the Zoning and Planning Department, we have, let me just make sure here, an authorization to advertise an ordinance allowing accessory dwelling units. There was a lot of vowels, sorry. Attached, please find the above referenced ordinance allowing accessory dwelling units in residential zoning districts. Broadly, the ordinance does the following. 1, it creates and defines accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. 2, it permits accessory dwelling units in the R1, R2, R3, and CR zoning districts by special exception. Defines parking requirements. sets criteria for the use such that the use is customarily incidental to the principal use. And then under that, it limits the size of ADUs, and it is one of 2 units must be owner occupied, or the occupants of both units must be a family. The Bucks County Planning Commission reviewed the draft ordinance and provided the attached review letter. The BCPC, the Bucks County Planning Commission, letter also refers to PAHB 2186, which, if passed, would require municipalities to permit ADUs. HB 2186 is significantly less restrictive than the draft ordinance, and there is no way to predict whether the bill will pass and what changes might be made. Should the Commonwealth pass legislation related to ADUs, the borough would take the necessary steps to comply. The attached ordinance reflects the Borough Planning Commission's recommendation after consideration of the County Planning Commission's feedback. The Zoning and Planning Committee recommends authorizing advertisement of the ordinance if council is in agreement with the recommendation. It may do so by motion, and I so move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Brown? Was it Larry? Was that you?
Larry.
Okay. Second by Mr. Brown. Any questions or comments from any members of the council?
Yes, Ms. Jarrett, do you know if the legislation that is referenced in your summary, if that would prohibit a municipality from imposing stricter requirements than the state's legislation would do?
We do have a copy of it if you'd like to see it.
Okay.
But also, Karen is probably the better, Ms.
It would be, it would prohibit us from being more restrictive. The idea is to enable more housing to be
Right.
built.
So if we pass this ordinance before that bill is enacted, retroactively, we would have to revise what we had approved to comport with the state legislation? Is that
That's right.
your statement?
That's right.
Thank you.
But we don't know what that would look like at this time or if it'll pass at all.
Okay, thank you.
And I will mention that this was reviewed by not only our staff, of course, and the solicitor, but also the borough's planning commission, as well as the county planning commission. So it did have many eyes on it. So.
Any other questions or comments from members of council? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from any members of the public? Hearing none, I'd like to call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And, next up, we have the zoning hearing board report, which I will throw over to Ms. Highland, as she is the oracle on this.
Thank you, Ms. Jarrett. The zoning hearing board will be meeting this Thursday. There are 2 applications on the agenda. The first is for 180 and 190 South Clinton. The Next Step program is proposing a mixed-use building where it's 41 residential units above. Right now, they're looking at 4 commercial units. The required parking for that is, bear with me here. The required parking per the ordinance is 92 spaces, and they're requesting zoning variance that would enable them to provide only 62 spaces. The second application on the agenda is for 320 East Swamp Road. It is the Doylestown United Methodist Church. It's in a residential zoning district, and they're requesting zoning relief to enable them to have an internally illuminated sign that fronts on Swamp. That is the end of my report.
Thank you, Ms. Highland. And next up, we have a glitching iPad. Sorry.
Harb?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get back to it.
Okay.
Slow technology. Thank you. Okay, here we have it. Its regular monthly meeting, the Borough of Doylestown's Historic and Architectural Review Board recommended the following. A sign application for 52 East State Street, and the HARB recommended that the application for a certificate of appropriateness be accepted as submitted. For the building applications, we had 163 East Ashland Street for a solar array, more accurately, solar panels. The HARB recommended that the application for a certificate of appropriateness be accepted as submitted. 109 Cottage Street for a porch addition. The HARB recommended that the application for a certificate of appropriateness be accepted as submitted. East Court Street for windows and a door. The HARB recommended that the application for a certificate of appropriateness be accepted as submitted with the condition that the applicant match or repair the stoop piece as it is currently exists and matching the thickness and nosing detail. And that is of that step. And then 121 West Oakland Avenue for windows, the HARB recommended that the application for a certificate of appropriateness be accepted as submitted with the condition that the applicant consider using Anderson 200 series SDL 6/1s in an appropriate color on all visible windows from a public right-of-way, so all visible from public way windows. Sorry. The Zoning and Planning Committee recommends that council approve the applications in accordance with HARB's recommendation. If the council is in agreement, it may do so by motion, and I so move.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Kinney. Any questions or comments from any members of the council? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from any members of the public? Hearing none, I'd like to call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And finally, we have the building inspection report, which is in the packet, and that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Environment and Rec, Ms. Wyckoff isn't here tonight. Someone
I got it.
honor?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got a couple things. So first, we have the authorization to advertise an ordinance regulating motor vehicles in borough parks. Attached, please find the above referenced ordinance regulating the use of motor vehicles in borough parks. The borough's current ordinance dates to 1971 and does not adequately address the variety of motorized vehicles in use today. The proposed ordinance corrects this deficiency. The Environment and Recreation Committee is recommending that council authorize the advertisement of the ordinance. If council wishes to follow the committee's recommendation, it may do so by motion, and I so move.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Brown, I think it was. Any questions or comments from any members of council?
Just that the current ordinance recognizes cars and horses.
Not necessarily in that
That's how
order.
old it is.
Wow.
Hearing none. Any questions or comments from any members of the public? Hearing none, I'd like to call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The next thing we have is the consideration of distribution of community compost survey. Attached, you will find the community compost survey for Doylestown Borough, which asks a series of questions related to compost habits, collection options, pricing, and interest. The Environment and Recreation Committee recommends that the council approve this survey for distribution via email communications, email, and social media channels. If council is in agreement, it can do so by motion, and I so move.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Kinney. Any questions or comments from any members of council?
Just note that our Sustainability Coordinator, Grant Rowe, is here. He is the primary author of this document and is dying to answer any questions you may have about it.
You didn't do the same thing to Scott.
Hearing nothing from the public, I'd like to call a vote.
Jim Lennon.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
One more thing, also written by Grant. Consideration of Resolution 2026-8, updating the fee schedule. Attached, you will find Resolution number 2026-8, which adopts an updated fee schedule for 2026. The fee schedule has been updated to include pricing and idling fees for the Plaza West electric vehicle charger. The Environment and Recreation Committee is recommending council adopt this resolution. If council is in agreement, the proposed resolution can be adopted by motion, and I so move.
Second.
We have a second by Mr. Brown. Any questions or comments from any members of council? Hearing none. Any questions? There's nobody here, so. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Water utility. Mr. Lavrone's not here tonight, but I believe Mr. King
They
is.
did not meet this month.
Yes, the committee did not meet this month, and so, but the water utility report is included in the packet. I did want to also just include, for the record, that the borough issued a notice to the public about the PFAS treatment upgrade project construction update. And just very briefly, construction is now preparing to begin at Well 12, which is located within the Fannie Chapman parking property. The existing Well 12 building is scheduled to be demolished this week to make way for a new PFAS treatment facility. The pool and park will remain open to visitors throughout the construction. However, visitors should be aware of increased construction activity. The other thing is that the continues to make progress on the PFAS treatment upgrade project at Well 9, which is located in the Maplewood neighborhood, and Well 10, located in its Sandy Ridge neighborhood, is well underway. Work at both locations continues as new treatment facilities are constructed to provide advanced PFAS removal. And as you know, this is both the time-consuming and expensive project, but one that is really critical to the safety of our water supply here for the residents of the borough. And I commend the staff, Jeremy Matosa and Jeremy and his staff for the work that's being done here. So, and that concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
I can confirm that the waterworks was indeed demolished today.
Ah, great.
Thank you, Mr. Kinney. Finance and Pension, Ms. Popkin's not here tonight, and they did not meet this month. However, I'm going to turn over the finance report to Ms. Brinker.
Thank you, Mr. President. Everyone was provided a copy of the finance report for this month. The total for all funds was $1,456,526.36.
I'll make a motion to approve that report.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Jarrett. Any questions or comments from any members of the council? Hearing none. Any questions or, no, get it here.
There's James.
Yeah, it's hard to relearn the job, you know.
You can go sit in there.
Any question, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Just remind you, Jack, the people that are streaming don't know that there's no one here. Until you told them, we could have gotten away with it.
Well, I'm sure the cameras may have caught that.
We'll see.
I'll talk to Tom after the meeting.
Depends on how it's presented.
Excuse me. Personnel Committee did not meet this month. We do not have a report. Professionals report. Engineer,
Thank you. I have nothing to report.
okay. Solicitors report. Do you have anything for us, Andrew?
No report this evening. Thank you.
Chief Knott is not here, but Lance, do you have anything for us? Okay. I do not have a president's report. Any items of old business? Any items of new business? We don't have any open public comment, and we do not have an executive session. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all.
Tom cut the